Are you a sexy wife or a godly wife? What if I told you you don't have to choose? Hi, I'm Angela, the Christian Sexpert. I got this anonymous question, and this does sound like purity culture trauma. So she's having a hard time balancing the sexy wife and the godly wife aspect. And unfortunately, this is so common in victims of purity culture. But when it comes down to it, the truth of the matter is God wants us to be both a sexy wife and a godly wife. But the world's version and what popular media tells us a sexy wife looks like isn't necessarily what God intends a sexy wife to be. First thing that I would do is to have a conversation with your husband to find out what he thinks sexy is. What does your husband find sexy? You might be surprised. There's a lot of husbands who don't think that a ton of lingerie is super sexy, or, like they actually prefer, if you guys have seen my granny nighty videos, there's a lot of men who think that is the definition of sexy. So you may be trying to meet a sexy wife standard that isn't actually beneficial to your marriage. So that's where I'm going to suggest that you start. The next place that I'm going to suggest you start is taking a deep dive into the Song of Solomon, because that is godly sexiness. The descriptions, the intimate descriptions of their bodies and the way that they come together is very sexy. And obviously biblical. So if you start a deep dive, you may start to be able to reconcile the two things that you're trying to reconcile. If this is something that you dealt with in your deconstructing purity culture journey, drop some comments and tell us how you reconciled these two parts of yourself. And as always, go have good sex.